just about have to have somebody help you. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. That's a good question. You don't have anybody to help pour a puddle or anything?
Well, I do, but I just want to know, see a lot of people backing in the groove. Yeah. And why if the groove changes?
Now, I don't have the tools, I don't have the ability today to change bar angles. Like I know you've got that good Mustang and you're having trouble wheel speed, I can just about guarantee you what's wrong with that. You have adjustable upper and lowers on that car? You do? We'll look at that. I'll have Billy take a look at that for you. Because if you've got adjustable upper and lowers, there's a good chance your instant center is not set right and it's not planning the tire. Mustangs are notorious for stock suspension. They want to squat. And in this style of racing, you don't want the car to squat. You want it to lift like a radio car. The front end to be stiff and down nice and tight to the ground. Yes. Now I can tell you with hard tire, the suspension settings are about the same, but of course you're going to have to take some power out of it. You can't go as fast with a hard tire, and you can't make the tire as hard. You have to be very gentle with a hard tire. And I'm not an expert on hard tire racing. I don't hard tire race, so I'm not probably the best person to ask about hard tire racing, but most of this will apply pretty well to a hard tire. Anybody else got any questions?
So for somebody like me, I'm a beginner. I mess around on the street with hard tire cars and stuff. Coming directly from street or prepped track surfaces, what can I expect as far as how this surface handles tire, wheel speed, you know, if the car gets squirrely or anything like that?
That's a very good question. A track like this, when you're racing front side on a no prep track that has not had any prep put to it, is very slippery. It will not stand wheel speed. Now if you take a slick out on a street, a blacktop street that's coarse, now you may not be able to hook that tire on the starting line.
Yeah.
But the coarseness will help down track or down the street. Okay? So this is much more difficult down track than a street. This is more dangerous than a street down track, except for the fact you got concrete walls and no light poles and ditches and people and fire hydrants and things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a good question. This is extremely wheel speed sensitive. You'll notice in a lot of the videos, if you watch any of the Street Racing Channel videos, especially from up here recently, of the no preps that they've had, the cars that do the best, that run out the back the best, I'm going to point to this kid. I mean, he's not the best, but I mean, he does well. You'll watch that Falcon has 0 wheel speed. In fact, it looks slow when it leaves the starting line. To me, it looks slow, but it looks slow on the initial hit. You can watch the Hoosiers go as it leaves. You will never see that car, Billy's truck, you might see it, but you'll never see that car smash the tire into the ground and watch the Hoosiers go. It's just not going to happen. That's not how you win. Okay? You have to control wheel speed with gear ratio and power management.
It's unforgiving compared to the street.
It's absolutely unforgiving.
That's all I
You
need.
can knock a tire off on the street a little bit, pedal it a couple times,
Yeah.
and get in it, and it'll go.
That's what I'm used to.
And here, it's not going to happen until the later rounds.
Okay.
Okay, that's another good question. Anybody else got anything before we get out on the track? Anybody? All right, Tig, let's go.
God, I wish I could.
American. Okay. So you got to watch. You want to pay attention to those expansion joints where they're at when they run this way. This way isn't as big a deal, although there can be chunks out of them, and you'll have to watch that. But the worst expansion joints that you got to watch is the ones that run this way on concrete. Okay. And there's no right and wrong about where you put the car. If you've got a better groove or a better opportunity to go fast over here outside the standard groove, then that's where you need to be. Okay? Especially if you're first pair off the trailer. Now we've got a pretty good record about being first pair off the trailer. We generally do really well. And the reason for that is because we're used to racing with no data. We don't have data collection. Well, the Falcon does now, but the truck never has. So we had to get really good at reading the surface, okay, and adjusting to what we see, because we don't have anything on a computer. We can't, there is nothing. Well, the guys that have a lot of data on a computer, they feel kind of lost because they're not really good at reading track, generally, from what I've seen. So, the other thing I wanted to explain to you all is when you go up there, you've got a clean slate. There's no burnouts, right? Well, the first car comes out, he does his burnout, and here's the starting line. Okay? This will be your starting line. That's where the front bumper is going to go to. You start their burnout back there, but the burnout tracks only go so far. All right? The problem is your tires start here. Your burnout puddle's back here, but the tire hit is generally up here. So you end up having some bald spots sometimes. You have to watch for bald spots up here. And from here, where the cars start, some cars will do this. Some cars will go this way. The good cars go right up the middle. Okay? If you're one of these guys that's got a lot of wheel speed and the car's going off to one side, not only are you losing ET by being out that far, you're also not in the groove once the car leaves. So that's something really important to think about when you guys review your video. When you guys get back home and you review your video, you want to have somebody try to record from directly behind and watch what the car does. If the car's moving to the left every time, fix it, because the fast cars are always going to be out here in the good stuff.
Right.
Everybody that's going to have trouble with wheel speed and they're out here against the wall, the farther out here you get, the worse it gets. Because what happens is once you get out here and your right rear tire gets over here close to the wall, the left rear is still in good traction. And the farther you get over there, the harder the car is going to drive you to the wall until you finally have to either lift or hit the wall. And the same thing on this side. The farther you get over here, the harder that right rear tire is going to push you towards the wall.
Closest bit to drive shape now. Yeah, I'm surprised it has.
I know.
I mean, the way it just raises up in the rear, it's like something I've never seen before. It's like wild.
So with them shocks alone, all four Vikings should fix that, you think? That's cool.
Makes good shit.
Your brother's really good on the bike route. And so I just texted him. So we're going to go that route. But we're going to take off, man. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, Tommy, man. It was awesome to have you help us, man.
For sure, man. We're going to take off.
Thank you, Billy, for having this going on.
Billy's taking all the bike around, and that's what I'm going to do.
Thank you, Bill. It's been a great day, man. I really appreciate it, brother. Thanks.
Y'all take care, man.
Thanks for coming out.
Not the first time I've done it, so.
What's more of those cars?
That's it.
I know they're really hot.
They've got, like, depending on how much adjustment you want, there's cheaper ones, and then the more expensive ones, you get more adjustability.
Right.
But I remember I didn't have very good shocks on my truck for a while.
Yeah.
That was just an
225s.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she's on
225,
235s.
Okay, yeah.
That's what we run, is about 18 in them.
Those are used tires I got from a buddy of mine that runs a used tire shop, because I knew it was like, I know I'm going to tear these up. I'm not putting these tires on this car.
Dude, that's a beautiful Mustang. Did you see how clean that
I
car
thought it was
is?
Molly's when we pulled up.
Me too. I swear I thought it was.
Me in, and I'm like, that's not Molly, because he's hitting 55.
I was looking at the back window for the sticker, and yeah, I couldn't tell the difference.
Last time I seen her make a pass, it looks like she's got that clutch down perfect to just launch. I mean,
She does really good at that. That's
Yeah.
about where her talent runs out.
gotcha. And
It's not so
She's
much.
gotten better at the 1-2 shift. I've noticed she had a lot of delay in it, and it seems like it's getting a little tighter.
Allison, how you get that 67 dart to hook? What kind of suspension you have?
Something you ain't never seen.
Really?
It's got, okay, so So the first guy, I guess, that built it as a drag car,
Uh-huh.
and then the second owner
Yeah.
put like, it's got like 6-link rear suspension on it. It's
Oh,
for like
wow.
road course.
Wow.
So it's like it drives really nice.
Yeah.
But
cool.
for this, it don't do nothing. But when you look underneath of it, you can adjust everything every which way.
That's
cool.
But it don't mean shit for here.
All right.
But I mean, it's wild.
That's
Right.
cool. That's very
Got good shocks on it?
I'm not sure what's on
Really?
it. I just know that those darts, they're pretty light,
Yeah.
to, out of the box, and they're also 50-50 right out of the box.
Yeah.
Weight distribution.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so
Yeah.
I got a 71. I'm trying to build and make it the best.
And the 72 we had was 3180 with nobody in it on the scales. I don't know what